From the Business RadioX studios in Woodstock, Georgia, it's time for Cherokee Business Radio.
Hey, welcome back to Cherokee Business Radio. I'm your host and professional EOS Implementer, Joshua Kornitsky. And today I've got two brothers here in the studio that have started a company that I'm really excited to share with everybody because I think it's something that absolutely everybody can use. But before I get started, I just want to remind everybody that today's episode is brought to you in part by our Community Partners Program, the Business RadioX Main Street Warriors, defending capitalism, promoting small business, and supporting our local community. For more information, please go to mainstreetwarriors.org. And a special note of thanks to our title sponsor for the Cherokee chapter of Main Street Warriors, Diesel David Inc. Please go check out dieseldavid.com to learn more. So as I said, I've got two brothers in the studio here with me today, Caleb and Connor Dunlap. They co-founded Dunlap Georgia Mobile Detailing. It's a growing business that started while they were still in high school. Their company brings premium detailing and ceramic coating services directly to customers, combining precision craftsmanship with a drive to build a trusted local brand. They're both KSU students studying sales and marketing, and they're applying what they learn in the classroom to the real-world business. Guys, welcome. Caleb, Connor, thank you for being here today.
Of course, thank you. Thank you for having us on.
Great to have you guys here. So let's begin at the beginning. What's the origin story? Where did it come from?
I kind of started it. It was me and Connor and my mom on a Florida trip, and we were just on vacation, and I was just scrolling on TikTok, and I saw a car detailing video where he would just it was a guy foaming up a car, and he was just making money off doing that. So I was like, I didn't have a job at the time. I was looking for a job, but I saw and I was like, if I invest a little bit of money into equipment to do it and, get some customers, I can make some money, back from the, initial investment and then make more from that. So it kind of started as like a side hustle kind of, but
sure,
grew into something, more bigger than we could have ever imagined. So,
for sure.
Yeah.
So Caleb, you said you started it.
Yeah. So
when did you bring Connor in?
I saw the video and then I thought of the idea and then I kind of just immediately showed him the video.
Yeah.
And then at first it was kind of like a joke because, we never really started up a business before and, it was like a risky thing. So I was like, it was more of like a joke at first. And then, so I didn't really take it seriously. And then toward the end of the vacation, he was like, oh, okay, so we're just going to buy the equipment once we get back and let's do it. And I was like, let's do it.
Yeah.
So what type of stuff did you need to buy?
It's a number of things.
Because you're not just talking about car washing.
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
not just a sponge in a bucket.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Right, yeah.
I mean, it can be whatever you want it to be. So the initial investment could be $500 in equipment. It could be $200 in equipment. It could be $1,000 in equipment.
What type of stuff did you buy?
So we bought a pressure washer, which just needed to wash the outside of the car, and you could use a water hose too. It wouldn't be as effective and not as professional. But a water hose you need to buy as well to go with the pressure washer. A vacuum, just standard vacuum to vacuum out cars. You need your chemicals, so interior cleaner, car soap, stuff like that.
How did you guys know what to buy?
It was all on YouTube.
Yeah,
so everything's on YouTube.
They
have like a bunch of videos that run down everything you need to start the business. You don't have to start with a pressure washer. Like I said, you can use a water hose and some towels and soap. Like you can start the business with that,
So you guys came back from vacation.
Yeah.
You spent some money.
Yep.
You got ready to roll. How'd you find customers?
Friends and family.
Yeah, friends and family. So we started with our mom was our first customer. I'm pretty sure that's everyone's like first customer.
Probably so.
Yeah, but we started with like everything free. So I think it was like our first 5 details were like completely free. We just wanted a Google review in exchange. So that's how we started with friends and family, and then friends of friends and family, and stuff like that. And you keep expanding. And then after that's kind of when we get into, I guess, word of mouth is a big form of that because people tell other people about your business and then they want, their car detailed. After that, we kind of got into like Nextdoor, the app.
Okay.
So we were posting on that, and then we also started like Instagram and TikTok, which are like, posting content is like a big form of, advertising, because, you let a bunch of people know about your business online. And then that's kind of how we got a lot of our customers through Nextdoor was a big one. Nextdoor and word of mouth were two really big forms of how we get our customers during the start of the business, for sure. Yeah.
So now how long has the business been running?
But yeah, about a year. Well, maybe a year and a half now. Yeah.
So was it originally like after school? Because you started in high school. Was it after school and weekends, and then?
No. So we started in the summer of between school. So we weren't in school at the time.
You had the ability to dedicate the time to it.
Yeah, we had the ability. I mean, we spent like the 2 months. We started in June, and then we went through the summer. But once school started, we kind of let off the gas a little bit, just because school started up and we had like SATs going on. So we kind of took a break from it. But once the next semester rolled around, I think we were in senior year, we kind of started getting back into it while doing school. So that was another challenge we had to tackle.
Sure.
But so, yeah, I mean, that was a challenge.
And do you have any employees, or just the two of you right now?
Just us two, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how do you maintain flow of business? Because word of mouth is great.
Yeah.
And understanding, and I do want to talk more about the detailing itself, but understanding at the highest level what you're doing is taking a car and making it look much better when you're done with it.
Yeah.
How much time does it on average take? And I know that there's the RV that takes 9 hours, and there's the Mini Cooper that takes half a minute.
Yeah.
But I mean, how much time does it typically take in order for you to get the cars and trucks done right?
It usually takes for a full detail. It really depends on what service you're performing, because if you're performing something a lot more basic, like just a basic vacuum and wipe down, it could take as little as like an hour to an hour and a half for an interior detail. For a full detail, let's say you're doing the full 9 yards, so you're doing the carpet shampooing, the steam cleaning, the wash and wax on the outside. Really just trying to make it as look as brand new as possible. Right. It can take anywhere from 3 to 4 hours. For the trucks, when you get into like the F-150s, F-250s,
some of those big boys,
it can get up to 4 to 5 hours. It just really depends on your process and how efficient you are. So that's kind of how long.
Well, and I feel like this is the moment to remind everybody that it's Dunlap Georgia Mobile Detailing, right? Because one of the biggest problems, everybody loves a clean car. Some people prioritize it, some people don't, but it's a lot easier when you don't have to bring it somewhere and then wait to be called or texted to come get it.
Exactly.
So how wide of a range are you guys covering geographically?
About 3 cities. So we're doing, we pretty much go anywhere that we, can go within like about an hour.
Okay.
But the main 3 cities we service is Woodstock, Kennesaw, and Acworth. So those, kind of radius of where we serve. That's where we run our ads as well. And, where we actually market to is, when you post on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, you put your location, you can put your location. So we always put Acworth or, Woodstock, Kennesaw, those 3 areas. So those are our target 3 areas, but we can service, anywhere within, an hour, even an hour and a half if we,
depending on what it is they need and whether or not it makes sense.
Yeah. It's worth our time, So.
Well, and it makes sense because obviously if somebody's just looking for a basic service, you may not be the best provider to drive to Gainesville, Georgia.
Right. Yeah.
So let's talk about your services outside of just basic wash.
Yeah.
What are the types of things that you offer, and what do you guys really excel at that people should be calling you for?
So we of course we do have like the basic washes, basic interior stuff, but since we're like a detailing company and we want to build our business around just making a car look really, really good. Right. We have a few services that we like to push and we're kind of specialized in, and that we really like to do for our customers and all that stuff. So get into like the more, I guess the more basic level of services that are like on the higher end of what we do in details is like the clay bar. So a clay bar is kind of just it's a clay bar, and you
okay.
Yeah.
So I full transparency, and I told you guys this earlier, I was born in the automotive industry.
Yeah.
Right. So I know that in the wrong hands, a great tool can cause great damage.
Yeah. Right.
Tell me what a clay bar is, because it predates my time. But I also want to talk about ceramic coating, because I think I know what that is, but I probably don't.
Yeah.
But what a clay bar? Okay, so I've got a hunk of Play-Doh.
Yeah.
Right. What's the point of it?
So on a car, there's a lot of things that can happen in the paint. There's a lot of stuff that can bond into the paint if it's not taken care of properly. So think like bug guts or iron fallout, tree sap, tar. There's so many things that can get on your paint and can etch it into the paint and bond into it over time. So what a clay bar does is it gets that stuff out. So it kind of grabs, when you drag it over the surface of the car, it drags all those heavy contaminants out of the paint that you wouldn't be able to get out with a normal wash. Okay. And it really just, in the simplest way, it decontaminates the surface. So basically, when you're rubbing your hand along a decontaminated car, it's going to be rough. It's going to be like super rough. You're going to feel the contaminants. When you clay bar a car, after you're done with it, the surface is just going to feel smooth, and that's how you know it's fully just clean. And that's really the best benefit of it, because once your car is really free of contaminants, you can apply protection over it, such as like a wax.
Well, that was going to be my next question, because I grew up in South Florida, and we would get love bugs. I don't know if you guys have ever seen them.
Dealt with it, yeah.
But you get off the highway. I think it was in September.
Yeah.
And the whole front of the car would be covered in them. And to a certain degree, you can wash them off. But after enough sun and time, some of those poor things are embedded forever.
Yep. Right.
But if you were to take the clay bar to it, and assuming you're able to pull them out, then aren't you leaving the paint exposed?
Yeah, right. So
you have to put something over it?
Yeah, so you're leaving the paint exposed. It's you can clean the surface, but after that, if you don't apply any protection to the paint, then it's just gonna your problems are gonna come right back, right? So that's why after we clay bar a car, we like to apply a wax over the paint. That's just gonna make sure that it's just gonna be a layer of protection over the paint that's gonna protect things from bugs from bonding into the paint. Water spots from etching into your paint, all that stuff is just going to be protected, and it's going to make the car look, as clean as possible for as long as possible. That's what we like to say to our customers.
So I have to ask this question, because I know, and I am going to ask about you guys sort of paying your education forward as far as your detailing knowledge, because we talked about that, and we'll get to that in a minute. But if somebody's listening to this right now and they're like, okay, so I can order this off of Amazon, because Amazon has everything. I don't know what a clay bar costs, but it sounds to me like sort of what I intimated earlier, that if you put this in the wrong hands, I don't know if you can hurt the paint, but you certainly sounds like you can damage it.
Yes, yeah, you can. So for sure, well, if you use it the wrong way, you can actually like cause marring into the paint. So that's just straight up damage to your vehicle. It's micro scratches into your paint that if you do that to your paint, it can only get polished out by paint correction. And that can cost car owners up to thousands of dollars, right? So so if you want to buy a clay bar off Amazon and you just try to take the clay bar and just put it right on your paint and just keep going to town, you're just going to damage it. It's very bad. Yeah. So you need the proper lubricant. So you can use a number of things, but we like to use either a pH neutral car soap, just to make sure there's lubrication on the surface before we do it, or we can use an iron remover. So that's going to be another step to getting the paint smooth, is that iron decontamination. So once you clay bar the vehicle, there's still maybe a little bit of iron fallout in the vehicle. That will be your paint's going to be smooth, but it's not going to be buttery smooth. So that's when that iron decontamination stage comes in, and then that's when that's when you get the surface really prepped for that wax or sealant or whatever. But yeah, so if you use it in the wrong hands, it can be very damaging to your vehicle, and it costs you thousands of dollars to repair.
Well, and there's nothing quite like a good DIY start.
Yeah.
What was the example someone once told me, that I can spend $75 making a dish that I had at a restaurant at home, or I can go to the restaurant and have it for $15.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, but you both mentioned this idea of iron, and I don't know. I know what iron is, but what are you guys referring to? Because I've never heard that term before. in relation to detailing?
Yeah. So I guess like the best example I can put it is when your car is made in the factory, there's a lot of metals going around the factory, and iron fallout is one of the things that tends to stay in the factory, right?
Literally,
it's iron. Yeah. So it's literally iron, and that's where it mostly comes from, is the factory when your car is being made and all the panels and stuff. In the paint can be iron fallout that has just bonded in there because it's been there since it has been made,
and it's just in the paint.
Yeah, right. Okay. So that's why when we do our services, we make sure all that stuff's out. So when I say iron fallout, the best way when you see it, you can see like little tiny either black specks in the paint, and you have to look pretty closely, but it's going to be there, or like orange specks in the paint. Those are two examples that you can that you'll be able to see it on your car if you do find it, and then that's how you know there's iron. So we can get that out with our
And is that via clay bar or via some other mechanism?
Yeah, so you do like a chemical decontamination. So you use a chemical to get it out. So you would spray it on the paint. You're gonna see it being removed. Like you're gonna be able to physically see it being removed because it's gonna start bleeding. Yeah, and then you spray it down, and then once that's all off, then you go in with the clay bar, get all that other embedded contaminants out the paint. And that's how you know your paint's fully.
Well, and now I can really understand, not that I didn't, but now I can really understand how this can take hours.
Right.
Because depending on the physical size of the vehicle you're working on, that can take quite a bit of time.
Yeah.
So what's the difference then between wax, which you both mentioned, and the ceramic coating?
Yeah. So with the wax, okay, they're pretty different. I would say the wax, the main purpose of it is, to provide a little bit of protection, 1 to 2 months, and then make your car look glossy and everything. So it's more of a short-term protection. With the ceramic coating, they can last up to 10 years. So it's like,
really,
10 times as longer. It's 100 times harder than a wax.
And it's literal transparent ceramic.
Yeah. So
you don't have to bake this or take it anywhere. You can do it in front of somebody's house?
Yeah. I mean, you can buy the bottle off Amazon and you can do it yourself.
We already talked about that. The last thing anybody wants is a ceramic-coated left hand.
Yeah.
So, but if pardon me, if somebody wants to learn more, obviously you must have to get the car prepared.
Yeah, for sure.
What are those steps?
So the steps to prepare is basically just, giving a good exterior detail on the car. So wash, and then a clay bar, iron decon, and then we take our polishers and buffers and we just buff every, most of scratches, like the micro swirls. I don't know if you see, on some cars that go through drive-through car washes that they have a lot of swirl marks, especially black cars that they show the most. But we want to make sure before we apply any ceramic coating that those scratches are, 90% removed out
all the defects
of the paint, because when you apply a ceramic coating and the paint's not, smooth and the paint's not perfect, or not, it doesn't have to be perfect, but
close enough to it that you're not sealing that swirl mark underneath the ceramic.
Exactly. Yeah. So there's that reason, and then the coating won't last as long if it's applied on a uneven surface. So if the scratches are deep into the paint, then it's just going to be like the paint's going to look like that. It's going to look like jaggedy.
Okay. And it literally can last 10 years?
Yeah. So they can last up to 10 years. They can last 3 years. I mean, they can last even 1 year. It just depends on what you want to get from it. But and to make sure they last that long, you have to properly maintain it after you get the coating. So regular hand washes, you never want to take it to the drive-through car wash after, even before you, in general, people shouldn't even take it through.
Well, so let's talk about that for a minute. And I'll preface this by saying we're not talking badly about car washes.
Yeah.
We're talking about the difference between maintaining something to the highest standard versus just running through the dishwasher when it's dirty, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I like to cook at home, and I never ever put a good knife in the dishwasher because that's just not a good thing for the knife.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to equate it to that by metaphor, because if all you want to do is get the crap off your car, I presume there's nothing wrong. You're not damaging your car holistically by taking it through a car wash.
Yeah.
That having been said, if you particularly love your vehicle and you want it to look its best, it sounds like that hand detailing makes a world of difference.
Definitely.
But what are some of the things that those car washes do so that somebody who's listening right now can be like, yeah, I guess I have noticed that.
Yeah, right. I guess the biggest thing is just the micro scratches that you can get. So when you think about like an automatic car wash, like a tunnel car wash, you think about just car after car going into the wash,
right?
Trying to get cleaned, and it's coming out clean, right? But when you think about the brushes, they're not being cleaned after each car is being washed.
Ever.
Yeah, or ever. I mean, you don't know who's working there. I mean, it just depends, right? But
it's funny. As an aside, but still relevant, the reason there are so many is that private equity got involved and started getting people to invest in these car washes because they were portrayed as just ATMs.
Yeah.
They just make money all the time.
Yeah.
And that's why they're on every corner.
Right, yeah.
But I've never in my life seen anybody in there cleaning the equipment ever, to your point.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So on that side, let me ask, and this will be the hardest question I'm going to ask you, but it occurs to me as we're talking, people are concerned about the environment. Mm-hmm. You guys are talking about using all sorts of materials. Are they okay?
Yeah.
Are they safe?
Yeah. So, I mean, the only stuff that, it's as far as the chemical goes, they're all, like safe to use.
Okay.
And to my knowledge, they don't they're not harmful to the environment. And then, as far as the equipment goes, like all you use is water and power, right? So you're just using, either the client's power, so a water spigot, or if you have a water tank, or just a power outlet, all that stuff is safe to use, and none of it's
a low carbon footprint because you guys are doing all the work.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
It's a car wash is going to be using way too much water.
Right.
When washing even one car, because it's just constantly pumping out soap and water and power and stuff like that. So
sure, and they're not just sitting there idle when they're not in use.
Yeah,
things
right.
are still moving.
Yeah.
So what are things people should look out for? And let me back up. I got a new car. My family got a new car 3 months ago.
Yeah.
When do I need you?
Right away.
Yeah, right away. If you want to preserve the car for as long as possible, you need to call us right away. I mean,
really?
Especially, in specific to ceramic coatings. Yeah.
So like sooner is better.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, with your car, do you park it in the garage or do you keep it outside?
My car's outside.
Outside, so that's exactly, So, I don't know if, the Georgia sun is literally cooking through cars' paint every single day. I mean, right now it's really cold, but in the summertime, it'll just cook through paint over time, right? Mm-hmm. So with the ceramic coating, the sooner you apply it to your new car, the longer it's going to be preserved because, if you park your car outside for a long time and it's not having a ceramic coating on it, it'll, burn through paint faster than if it had the ceramic coating on it. So that's why, you get the coating on it and it's protected from, sun damage. It'll get dirty less often. It'll be extremely hydrophobic, so the water will just bead right off the paint. I don't know if you see on YouTube, but like you could search up ceramic coating car effect, and people will be like pressure washing a car, and the water will just it's not even it just bounces off. It's crazy. It's a crazy effect, but yeah, for sure, definitely need to call either us or another detailer out right away.
So now the opposite side of that,
Yeah.
right? I have in my house, we have a 2010 Honda CRV.
Yeah.
And, there's nothing wrong with it. It's one of them belongs to one of my daughters. Mm-hmm. What could you do for a car that just is a basic car? It's probably run through car washes in its life.
Yeah.
Is there any, obviously sky's the limit on what's possible, but can you revitalize that car?
Yeah, to a certain extent. Sometimes, if it's a very old car, chances are it has been through a bunch of car washes. Sure. And then some of the scratches that may have occurred through the car wash may have already gone too deep into the paint.
Or just through life.
Yeah.
Not always throwing mud at the car wash.
Yeah. But, to a certain extent, right? So, what we see in a lot of older cars is the wheels are always, pretty dirty usually. Like a lot of brake dust has just been like baked onto the paint.
Right.
We clean the wheels and tires really well with our, specialized wheel cleaner, and we have an assortment of brushes we use to make sure that the wheels looking as clean as possible. that does a big difference when you're detailing an older car. That's the biggest thing that you notice is when the wheels are clean and the tires are shined.
Sure.
And then, as far as the body, just doing a nice hand wash, clay bar, and then a wax over it really helps with the gloss. A big thing is like headlight restoration. So, on older cars,
you guys do?
Yeah. So we do headlight restoration. On older cars, the headlights are usually fogged up.
Oh, I've seen it.
Yeah.
Very close to home.
Yeah, and oxidized. So we offer the service to the client when we get to the job site. We see the headlights are foggy, and we just say, hey, we can go and fix this for you. We clear up the headlights, make sure they're completely clear. It helps with visibility,
Sure.
and then we apply a protectant over it just to make sure that it stays there as long as possible.
So it sounds like realistically, you can do a great deal to help an older car. You can help protect a newer car.
Yeah.
I have one other thought though. What about and I've got a friend who has and loves his Ferrari.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What about when you're talking on the high end? Because that type of car owner,
Yeah.
Little particular usually.
For sure.
Are you guys willing to work on those types of vehicles?
Yeah, of course. We work on any type of vehicles. Actually, our target clients are higher end vehicles, even like supercar owners and luxury car owners. So,
well, I imagine, does it require a higher attention to detail, or is it just you putting into practice what you already know?
it's a little bit of both, I think. A lot of times when people come out or they call us out to detail their Lamborghini and luxury car, supercar,
Right.
The car isn't going to be trashed because, people keep their car clean if it's a supercar, right? So, they're not hiring us to do a,
Deep
clean. Yeah. It'll be like, some dirt here and there, but they're hiring us to get, those little, some details that, have to be touched up a little bit. But it's never like, they are particular about it, but they're also hiring us for the little things too. To get under the seats, to get in the little cracks and stuff like that.
Alcantara.
Yeah, Alcantara too. That's another big part of like supercars is they have like Alcantara, which is
I'm not familiar with this word.
yeah. So it's basically I don't really know how to explain how it looks. It's like fuzzy the black fuzzy material in some like supercars that like on a steering
That
wheel.
would be why I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
So it's a high-end material.
Yeah,
that
a lot of
Porsches.
a lot of
Somebody who
Porsches.
has it knows the word.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. A lot of people with like Porsches, Lamborghinis, Ferraris, stuff like that. McLaren, they all have like some sort of Alcantara in it, which is it's a hard material to clean.
Right.
You need a specialized cleaner for it, and you need to know how to clean it. You can't just spray cleaner on it and rub it, and it's not going to ruin it like that.
That sounds like an expensive DIY problem. Right there.
If you clean it wrong, you'll probably end up messing it up, and that's in a
bad.
supercar.
And replacement parts for a vehicle like that are cheap.
Yeah, and the material's expensitive, so
I can only imagine.
Yeah, it's definitely a harder material to clean. But we have our dedicated Alcantara cleaner. We know how to clean it properly, so. That's
that
one
knowledge makes a difference.
Yeah. You pay, when you pay a professional detailer, you're not just paying them to do the work, you're also paying them for what they know.
Sure.
So, expertise is a big one when it comes to like picking the right company to come clean your car versus just like doing it yourself. Yeah. It makes a big difference. So.
Well, so let me ask you, you started this for free Google reviews. Where are you now with regards to your reviews?
I think we're at 84 5-star reviews.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. We're kind of just trying to get a review from every customer after we detail their car. A new client, even like existing clients, we ask, hey, I know you left the Google review last time, but do you have another Google account you could, leave a review on, and that'll help us a lot.
Sure.
And so we kind of incentivize it too. We say, before the detail, hey, I'll give you $10 off if you fill this Google review out right now on the spot, and they do it. And then that's kind of how we've been building it. And then in regards to like other stuff in the Google business profile, there's not only reviews, there's photos you can add. That also makes the review better.
Sure, because they can see the outcome of the work you do, but it also gets Google more people looking at Google.
It ranks you higher. So
right.
Yeah.
Well, I have one other question that I want to ask before I ask how people get in touch with you. And it goes back to one of the very first things we talked about when we met initially about you guys kind of paying it forward, because I really liked this concept. You said that you learned everything you needed to learn from YouTube. Are you guys sharing what you have learned and what you know with your community?
Yeah. So I recently, well, probably a couple months ago, I started like a TikTok account just for, just me.
Right.
But I'm really, all the content that I post on that account is just, advice on how I've built, how we've built our detailing business,
Right.
The stuff that I'm doing to help grow our business, and then sharing it with other people. And, the best ways to market your business, the best ways to perform a service, like customer communication, all that stuff. I have it on a TikTok page where, I try to talk to as many people as possible and help as many people as possible, especially when it comes to like, people DM me and ask, hey, how do you do this? Or what's the best ways to market your business or gain trust or whatever. And I'm always happy to answer their questions, and all that stuff. So
that makes me really, really happy to hear, because that's why I do the show, is to help others bring focus to the work they're doing. And it sounds like you guys are right in that vein. And I think that's fantastic. And we will absolutely share whatever links you want to share. But if people want to get their cars professionally detailed at the convenience of their home or office, how do people get in touch with you guys?
We're pretty much everywhere. We're on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, Google. We're pretty much everywhere. Our website.
And it's Dunlap Georgia Mobile Detailing.
Yeah. There's kind of a little bit of different names, but it's generally the same name. Is just Dunlap Georgia Detailing or Dunlap Georgia Mobile Detailing. Yeah. Our website is kind of, I think it's Dunlap Georgia Detailing. Yeah. So the Instagram is Dunlap GA Detailing. The website is www.dunlapgamobiledetailing.com.
Perfect. Okay.
And then you can just search up Google Dunlap GA Mobile Detailing, and we'll pop up on Google. Those are the main ways that that we like our customers to go through. Yeah. So see our work. Reach out. Whatever they feel like they want to see. So.
And people are able to schedule a time and a date and all of that. So that it's not just, whenever I get there on Tuesday.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. They can reach out to us, and, we can diagnose their vehicle, see what service they need, and go into availability and scheduling from there. So
that's fantastic. Caleb, Connor, thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys coming in and sharing your knowledge first and foremost, and your willingness to help others, I think is admirable. We are excited to watch you grow as an organization, excited to see how you guys do as students going out into the world. We'd love to have you back on as your company continues to expand.
Of course, yeah.
So, excuse me.
Thanks so much for having us.
An absolute pleasure. Gentlemen, and to remind everybody again, my guests have been Caleb and Connor Dunlap of Dunlap Georgia Mobile Detailing. It's a growing business that they started in high school, and they bring premium detailing and ceramic coating services directly to customers, combining precision craftsmanship with a drive to build a trusted local brand. Please check them out. We will publish all of their links that they mentioned on air, and make sure that you know how to find them. Last, I want to thank everyone at the Community Partner Program, and remind you that today's episode was brought to you by the Business RadioX Main Street Warriors, defending capitalism, promoting small business, and supporting our local community. For more information, please go to mainstreetwarriors.org. And a special note of thanks to our title sponsor for the Cherokee chapter of Main Street Warriors, Diesel David Inc. Please go check them out at dieseldavid.com. My name is Joshua Kornitsky. I am a professional EOS implementer and your host here on Cherokee Business Radio. We look forward to seeing you next time, and thank you for joining us.